What up, guys? So today I have a few minutes and I wanted to go ahead and showcase to you guys Prelude, my collaboration with Flagship Pomade. Go ahead, take some time to do like a pseudo review, just showcase you guys the performance, how I use it, and talk about what we made. Because I'm not going to do a real review. I worked on this product, doesn't really make sense. It would be a biased review if I really kind of went that route. So I just really want to showcase you guys what we made, and most of all, address the few questions that have already arisen. And basically, with half the stock gone already over the past 24 hours, I think it's about time I can go ahead and do this. And we can go ahead and skip over the kind of detailed close-up look at it and just skip more into the important stuff, which is the performance. So first question I never really answered, but is answered on the listing, is the scent of this pomade. And so I let Wade kind of do his magic on it, and I kind of put my input into it, provided some feedback, but we ended up with a spice, lemon, bergamot, orange type of smell. And so what that is really kind of like a spice and a citrus smell, but with none of the sweetness, kind of just a lot of the fragrance and the, I don't want to say the bite, but the characteristics, the movements, and the kind of the nice, I don't even know how to fucking describe it. Kind of we get the nice rhythms of a citrus, the nice, it's not a flat type of smell. It's not super smooth. We wanted some roughness to it. And so it is something I actually was really surprised with and really happy with. And also the biggest thing is kind of this product being a clay one. And so it ended up a lot stronger than what I initially thought was possible, or what I initially thought we would end up with. Because as I mentioned before, we kind of worked with Flagship as a base, a foundation on which to add clay to, add texture to, and kind of build from. And that's already a really strong product, and kind of adding the clay really dried it up in a way. It really emphasized that whole. And so obviously we don't need much product at all. And this is towel dried hair, not even blow dried. And we're gonna go in with essentially about 2 pea-sized scoops. And we're gonna start off by basically applying really small amounts at a time. And I mean small. And this is unusual for me because usually I have to apply a lot of product. And this is one of the few times where I can actually start something really nice and really kind of make use of a clay as it should be, because often with a clay, less is more. And of course, the idea behind this product was that we experimented a lot with different clays and trying to go different routes. And here's another really small scoop. And we experimented with a lot of different clays. And we ended up kind of going with 2 different type of clays. And it's not necessarily important that it's 2 different types of clay, like kaolin and bentonite, but rather they are at 2 different granularities. One is coarse and one is very fine. And the idea behind that was to essentially add texture at the low level, the follicle level, and also texture at the high level, and kind of groups of hairs. And I'm going to take another small scoop. And basically I'm going to work into it by small scoops at a time until I see some sort of grippiness. I see some sort of hold starting to form. And that's about when I'll call it done. Because by adding only as much product as I really need, kind of the minimum amount, I really get to make use and optimize that texture that I get from this product, while also still having as much hold as you need. And that's essentially the idea behind it. And so that's basically done. And we'll go ahead, comb it back and slick it back, because we also wanted to create this product that you can work with in a really logical manner or in a really familiar way. And even though this is a pretty strong product and we've made it so, it was really important for us to also make it still kind of soft and pliable, because some of the other clays out there laterite cement are super strong, but they're really harsh on the hair, and they really sometimes pull and tug a little too much. We still wanted this to be soft, malleable, and comfortable to work with. But yeah, so with the product applied, we'll go ahead and install it. You can really see the volume I'm talking about with this product because like the clay really comes in, sucks out like any like the unnecessary or excess like moisture you have, so that like the volume and the hold can really take effect. And basically you can style in the normal way, and then essentially come in with your fingers later on to give it texture. And like that is like Prelude. This is what we created. This is the goal. This is a lot better than I expected. Like I came into this collab kind of being like, this is the first time we're making clay. This is new to us. We'll just try our best and we'll see what happens. And then Wade gave me the first revision. I was just like, holy shit, like we can make something really good. Like let's just add a second clay. I was like, I'm getting good texture, but I want more. And so we added new clay, added even more hold, changed up the scent. Like it was like Wade worked some serious magic into this. And a lot of you guys have, I just remembered, like have been asking about how this compares up to like the Bearded Bastard hair clay, which is another great clay, but at double the price and half the quantity. And like it's a good clay, but it's also still oil based. Like this one washes out basically like with water. If you want to like kind of really get it out quickly, then you can add shampoo if you want. But this thing is water based, it's not oil based, but you get the same advantages of an oil based clay. It has even more hold and is at like less than half the price if you do a price per quantity type of thing. Well, I mean, the 4 ounces is cheaper than their 2 ounce, almost by half. And so, like, that alone, like, I'm creating a collab. I'm creating a new product for the market. I am not going to create something that's subpar to anything that already exists on the market. We already know how this works. Why would I put something out that's not as good or is not better than what's already out there? And the purpose of this was to showcase that like homebrewers can make a damn good clay as well. And like we're providing this, we put this out there, basically showcase that. And then in the next few months, other homebrewers are going to come in with like clays even better. And that's what we hope. That's the purpose of these collabs. That's always been the purpose of these collabs. To make something like crazy, something good, something that kind of pushes the boundary if possible, so that the home brewers just basically then see that and then exceed us like in the near future. And so, yeah, this is what we created. And then, as you can see, it has like really good volume. It just has a nice texture to it. You can style with a comb, just like your fingers. And I mean, yeah, this is what we made, and this is with like as little like just, I would say actually ended up using about like 3 piece sizes of product. Like this is what you get. The idea for clay is to like basically use as little product as possible. And now in like a 4 ounce glass jar, you know how long this is gonna last me? I mean, bad for business, but I mean good for the people who are trying to save money. But this will probably last me about like at least 4 months at the rate that I'm using it. So I mean, I guess also I do want to come back later to kind of do an afternoon part of this pseudo review. I know I didn't do it for the other class, but I guess with a clay it's pretty important. So I do want to come back. So I'll see you guys in a few hours, and we'll talk about kind of how long this pomp can actually last, especially with a clay and especially with texture. So see you guys in a few hours. Alright, so what up guys, I'm back now. Basically just got back from dinner with my dad. He happened to be up in like the Bay Area, so me and my brother and my dad all met up. It was pretty legit, so good to see him. But basically, end of the day now, it's actually only been about like 7 to 8 hours. I mean, had to basically woke up pretty late in the day to film the first part of this video, but still think that's a pretty good test for it. And kind of, as you can see, like my hair kind of got a little like rustled a bit. I mean, there's still a good amount of volume, and I didn't bring a comb, but I wanted to leave it kind of messed up to kind of showcase to you guys this. Kind of, as with any other clay, if any texture look, when you kind of finger comb it, you take away the foundation of it, and your hair is going to kind of get messed up throughout the whole day. But the biggest thing is that like, where the clay can still like maintain its like malleability, it's still kind of like soft in a way, and also where you can get that volume back. And the nice thing is, what I really love about the Prelude is that you can literally whip your hair a bit and like finger comb back into like a pretty like alright pomp. Much more texture, but like still get some good volume out of it. And like this is what I would end up like kind of with during the day. Like I don't bring a comb anymore, run to the bathroom real quick, kind of just bring a comb something back up, and it still looks like, I mean, at least I think it looks pretty damn nice. And it's not common for you to see a product that can still offer this volume. And then it was actually really hard for us to get it to work this way because you want to provide enough hold, which makes the product harsh, but if you make it too harsh, too strong, like it becomes uncomfortable to kind of finger comb or rustle it up, like kind of fix it up, because it just becomes like kind of like painful, like it rips out your hair. Like laterite cement does that, JS Salon Caviar clay does that, and like other like oil-based clays like Baxter clay, the bearded bats have done a great job of it, but like then you get that greasiness in your fingers and you have to really get soap in to wash it out. But with this one, nah, just some water and it'll wash out. And if you do have a comb on hand, it's even easier. Like you can basically recomb a Pomp, and then you can keep it to be like a clean, like matte, like Pomp, or you can go ahead and finger comb it back into like a nice textured look. And that's like exactly what we're going for. I mean, the base pomade and the Prelude have been like my favorite collabs up until this point. But the Prelude is the one that really exceeded my expectations and really, really kind of made something new. Like definitely just, I mean, it's good. It's good. And so like Wade and I are really proud of what we made. And then I hope I was able to kind of answer a few questions and convey to you like what we made and what I believe it can do, at least with my hair at least. And so like washing it out, you can wash it out in one go, as I mentioned before. It doesn't get greasy. I also forgot to mention this in the morning, like it does have like a matte look to it, and so it will take some shine away from your hair. But it was really important because what we came into was that with the coarse clay, you have to really limit how much is in there, because you don't need much to provide that high level texture, like kind of like the coarse texture. But if you add too much, you get these like kind of, they show up. And so what we did is kind of really, really work through many revisions to get that right, and also get a matteness that looks fine. And especially with me with black hair, matteness can really make my hair look dead, but we want just a good touch of matteness to make it like really quiet, but not make my hair look dead. And I think I would like to say we did that well. But I mean, here's the video. Here's like a pseudo review of Prelude, what we like have made and what I believe are the strongest characteristics of it. And I look forward to hearing about what you guys think of it. We do have some left. I don't know how long it's lasts. I'm not going to guarantee anything, of course. And also to answer the question, as of right now, Prelude will not be coming back, but we'll kind of see how people respond to it. And not in the near future, but in the far future, if it seems like more reasonable, more doable for us to add, especially on Wade's part, whether it fits into his kind of business model, whether it fits into his like schedule, then we'll add it. But whereas right now it doesn't look like it, and so this is like we have like a little less than like half the stock left, and so still available, links below. But other than that, to those of you guys who already got it, enjoy, and thank you for all the support. And on behalf of Wade, thank you for the support as well, because I mean, your guys' support is basically what allows their small businesses to grow, and I hope I've been able to also kind of be the pathway between you guys and them to help their own businesses grow. But yeah, so other than that, peace out guys. Have a good weekend. And for those of you guys on spring break as well, have a good spring break.